Hey guys, it's Ruth with bodybyruth.com, the place to be where you're going to learn to love the body and the life that you live. Have you ever suffered from back pain? Maybe you have thrown out your back, or you suffered a herniated disc or a bulging disc, and you know the excruciating pain that comes with it. Well, that happened to me 3 weeks ago, and today I want to share with you how I was able to help my back get better on its own without going to the chiropractor, without going and getting expensive treatments with injections and potential surgery and all those things. So I know so many people have back issues, and if I can help someone by sharing some of the things that I've done to help with my back pain, then this video is worth it. Okay, so backstory. I have a history of back issues. 9 years ago, I was rear-ended, and I suffered with excruciating back pain for about 2 years. I had injections, I had expensive stretching therapies. I was doing everything I was told I was supposed to do by the chiropractor. I was told I was going to need surgery. Nothing was working, and it gradually got better over like a 2-year window. And after it got better, I've been pretty good. I do have to be careful just with lifting things that are too heavy, doing too many kettlebell swings, things like that, just because my back is susceptible. My particular issue is in the L5-S1 area. And so it sometimes might tweak a little sciatica. I might have a little flare up if I'm sitting on bleachers or things like that. But for the most part, I have been relatively pain-free for about 8 years. Now rewind 3 weeks ago. So 3 weeks ago, I went skiing with my son. We had a great weekend, and when I came home, I was getting ready to put all the ski equipment away, and I was getting ready to lift a big tub that is heavy but not crazy heavy, and our storage area has a short door, so I was gonna have to lift and bend at the same time, which if you have a healthy back, that's not even something you should be doing. So I wasn't really thinking at the moment, and I lifted, and as soon as I lifted, I just felt like shooting pain, and I dropped to my knees, and I was stuck. I couldn't get up. That locked back, or I threw out my back feeling had happened. And my pain was pretty intense, and I could barely move one foot in front of the other. So I went to a chiropractor, I got an x-ray, and he's like, your L5-S1 is completely shot, which I kind of knew. I didn't have much space there anyway from 9 years ago. I have 3 kids, I'm 49, I'm super active. So all of that together, it just has wear and tear on your body. So I left the chiropractor feeling completely defeated. He wanted me to go get an MRI. He was like, this is bad, you're like, this is awful. And all I could think of was, oh my gosh, Lord, please don't let this be the same experience that I had 9 years ago, where I was so out of it for like 2 years. It was really bad. And when you're in a lot of pain, it totally affects your emotions, because it's hard to be smiley. It's hard to choose joy. You kind of have a filter of just because everything hurts. And I will be honest, like, I pride myself on being a positive person and choosing joy and being optimistic. And I was like, I don't want my sparkle to dim. Like that, I was really concerned, because I want to be a light to other people. And if I am feeling pain all the time, it's just really hard to feel that way. So I started to go on the internet, and I was just looking at all different things that people were doing to improve back pain. I knew that I had a bulging or herniated disc, or extremely bulging disc, because my nerve was being compressed. I could feel every time I coughed, every time I stretched, I would have that nerve pain. So I was familiar with it. I knew what my diagnosis was. So I started to just do all my own research and was trying to stay positive, because I had to believe that I could get better, so that I could keep serving my clients and my family, and I'm a personal trainer, so I'm super active. Bad back just isn't in the cards for me. So fast forward, I'm going to show you some of the things and share some of the things that I have done, 4 things in particular, over the last 3 weeks to really improve my back. And I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty far along, and I'm super excited. So I want to share with you what has been working. So the first thing that I have done is I have an inversion table, and I bought it 9 years ago when I had my car accident. And I hang periodically. An inversion table just kind of allows you to go at an angle, and you can go upright if you want to. But most people don't have an inversion table. So if that's not in the cards for you, then don't worry. What you can do is go up to a pull-up bar, go to a playground, and hang from the monkey bars. And if you just hang and let your toes kind of graze the ground, hold for about 20 seconds, and then relax. And then do it again. Gravity is such an amazing force that just gives you the perfect amount of space that's going to create the amount of space that you need to help that disc slide back in place. Okay guys, so the second thing that I've been doing that's been really helpful in easing my pain and also just helping my disc get back into place are some specific stretches. So when you're working on getting the disc back into place, you want to be doing stretches that arch your spine. My first reaction was to do things that rounded it because my back muscles were super tense, but you really want to arch it. So the first thing I want you to do is take your hands and place them at the base of your back, at the top of your glutes, and you're gonna just hold a nice arch. So hold that about 15 or 20 seconds, and then relax and do it again. So arch your back, relax, and do that maybe 4 or 5 times throughout the day, like 4 or 5 times, a couple times throughout the day. So you're getting that space back open again. All right, the second stretch is going to be down on the ground. So if you're familiar with yoga, you're familiar with a move called an up dog. Traditional up dog, you're going to be down on the ground and then you come up and arch your spine. Now, I love this stretch, but for our purposes, you don't really want to lift the pelvis off the ground. So my elbows are actually going to stay a little bit bent. You're going to hold that, again, about 15 or 20 seconds. And then you'll relax and then hold it again, 15 or 20 seconds. And you're going to do that throughout the day. When you're doing the other stretches, just do it all together. So arching your spine, getting that space to just kind of open up and let that disc slide back into place. All right, the third thing we're going to do is also on our back. I want you to take one leg and cross it over your other thigh. And this stretch is especially good if you suffer from sciatica. So I want you to bring this thigh towards your chest, and it's going to be stretching the glute. I get a little bit of sciatica occasionally if I'm sitting on hard surfaces or driving for long distances, and this is a really good stretch for that. I'm going to just go ahead and do the other one. So bring that thigh towards your chest, and you're going to feel that stretch in the glute, but it's just going to kind of relieve that area of the sciatic pain that you might be experiencing. Okay, so depending on where your disc issue is, will determine whether this one is good for you or not. I like it, and I did it gradually. I added it in just because it helps with range of motion. When you first get injured, you might not want to do any kind of twisting motion. As I was trying to work up towards some more movement, I added this. So I'm going to start with my knees bent. My arms are out at the sides, and I'm going to take my knees down to one side, and then I'm going to bring them up, and I'm going to go to the other. And this is just kind of stretching this whole area that gets super tight, super tense. When you have an injury, that area all around it is going to get way, way tight. And this just helps give you a little bit of range of motion and offers some relief and some tension. You can also lie on the side of your bed, let that top leg dangle over the top, and let gravity naturally pull that down. So 3 stretches that are super helpful. do the standing stretch, do the up dog, do the quad coming into the glute, and then actually there's a fourth stretch, and then when you're ready, go ahead and add a little bit of rotation side to side. Hopefully that will help relieve some of the pain that is related to your injury. All right, guys, so we're here in my kitchen, and I'm gonna share with you one of the things that has really helped with eliminating some pain and inflammation as a result of my back injury. So I don't know about you, but I really try to go for natural remedies instead of popping a leaf. I've done that in the past, and all that stuff is just really bad for your body. So if you can help yourself, rid yourself of pain and inflammation naturally, you are golden. Plus, all of these ingredients are gonna be good for you besides just the fact that they're gonna help with your pain and inflammation. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make turmeric ginger shots. I love turmeric and ginger. They're kind of my go-to spices and herbs in so many foods because they are so good for you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take about, this is about 12 ounces of water, or maybe it's like about a cup and a half, and I'm gonna add that to my blender. I like water in mine just because it thins it out and you can drink it a lot easier so it's not so thick. I'm gonna take a really nice, generous hunk of ginger, and you don't need to peel it. I get a lot of people asking me if they need to peel it. You see my little nub, it's a generous piece, and I'm gonna pop it in there. Ginger is so good. It's a natural anti-inflammatory. It's kind of referred to as nature's ibuprofen, and you're not reaching for the medicine cabinet, you're reaching for your refrigerator, so it's awesome. It's also really good. It cleans out your GI tract, it improves your respiratory organs, and helps with nausea if you ever have nausea. I'm gonna put about 2 teaspoons of turmeric, and I'm just gonna do like a healthy shake of it in here, but it's gonna be about 2 teaspoons. And turmeric is another one of those things. It's so good for helping your body rid itself naturally of inflammation. It's loaded with antioxidants, and antioxidants just help you stay healthy. It prevents mood swings. So let's say you do have an injury or something is bothering you, you have some pain somewhere, it makes you a little bit crabby. So this is a natural way just to help lift your mood so you're not feeling down in the dumps when you're hurting because of whatever issues you have. And it also reduces stress. So how awesome is that? Now, what you need to know about turmeric is while it's awesome on its own, it's about 1,000 times more effective when you put a little pepper with it. So I'm gonna put a nice pinch or 2 of pepper, and I've got the coarse pepper, but it's not gonna matter because when I blend it all up in the blender, it's gonna be fine. And I also am gonna put a little bit of cinnamon. Cinnamon is a natural anti-inflammatory. It's going to combat bacterial infections. It also is a great appetite suppressant. So that's gonna give it a nice little flavor, and the turmeric and cinnamon together have a really nice blend of flavor. And I'm just gonna add an apple, and that apple's gonna give it a little bit of sweet. It's loaded with fiber. So not only am I gonna help with pain and inflammation, but I'm going to just help myself stay regular, which is always a plus. So I'm just gonna take the core out and put that in there. All right, so you wanna get a good blender. It matters. I use a Blendtec, but Blendtec, Vitamix, those are really good because you're not going to taste any pieces or any gritty anything. It's just gonna stay pure liquid. All right, so we're just gonna give this a little whirl. And there's this awesome goldenness right here. So I love to store this in the refrigerator. I just put it in a mason jar, and I'll just take like 4 or 5 swigs at a time and then just keep it cold in the refrigerator. And that way I can go in there a couple or 2 or 3 times a day and just go gulp, 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 and drink it down. You guys, it is so good. It is so good for you. It's nature's way to get rid of pain and inflammation naturally. Cheers. All right, and the 4th thing that I've been doing is just alternating ice and heat. Right after an injury, it's really important that you treat it with ice. If it's acute, it's just happened. You want to ice for about 20 minutes, making sure you don't put your ice pack directly on the skin. If it's actually like peas or something, protect your skin so you don't get frostbite. I will hold that in place for about 20 minutes. And then what happens with back pain is the muscles around that disc tend to get a little spasmy. So the heat really feels good with that. I will do a hot bath. I'll put some Epsom salts in there, just kind of get that to relax. But you could also put a heating pad on those muscles around the area. So alternating 20 minutes ice, 20 minutes heat is a really great way to reduce the inflammation with the ice, but then offer some just muscle relaxing with the heat. All right, so there's some really good things that you can do yourself at home without spending lots of money on co-pays or expensive treatments. If you are noticing just a little bit of progress with all of this, that's hope, right? So if you see improvement, that is great. I hope this has helped you, and if it has, let me know. I'd love to know if you've had a back issue, if these little tips are helping you as well. As always, thanks for letting me share a little bit more about my passion with you, and if you found this video helpful, please like it and share it with a friend that could use a little back pain relief. Thanks, guys.